Ooh, wee. Hello, 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 my darlings. Thank you for joining me on A Slice of Life, A Slice of Life. Normally, I do not read my work, but I'm going to read it tonight because I want you to know that this show is built around 5 reasons that, let me see. I want to make sure I got, wait. Okay, this show was inspired by somebody, another creator, and I want to make sure that the creator gets the credit. So tonight's topic was inspired by a video from Letters to Her Heart. Do you know that creator? Letters to Her Heart. And it's the channel, that's the name of the channel. And the subject was Senior Women Over 60, 5 Reasons Never to Have a Boyfriend, Brutal Truth. I saw that when I was going through my YouTube. I said, oh my God, I like what this channel is saying. I think I want to share some of this with A Slice of Life. But I believe in giving credit, so I want to make sure that I give the credit up front. Tonight's topic was inspired by a video from the Letters to Her Heart channel. And the name of the episode is Senior Women Over 60. That'll be a lot of you. 5 Reasons Never to Have a Boyfriend. The Brutal Truth. Okay, so I'm not repeating the script. I'm responding to the ideas from my perspective as a senior woman, as an educator, and as a community voice. That's what I want you to know right up front. So and I'm going to put it in my notes from where I was inspired, and the name of the channel, and the name of the segment, and the person is the therapist, which I am not. But I want you to know that I personally enjoyed everything the person said. All right, so let me see. All right, this is what I had to write it down to make sure I got it right. I'm not repeating the message word for word. I'm responding to it. And this is not about being anti-love. It's about being pro-peace. I like that part. It's not about being anti-love, but it's about being pro-peace. And what is that peace? Your peace. We're talking about your peace. You're 60 and older. You're looking for a boyfriend. Well, let's give reasons why the boyfriend label is not the best. It can shrink a grown woman. By the time you reach your 60s and beyond, you have lived through enough to know who you are. Tell me about it. Once that 6-0 turns, see, 5-0 give you something. 40 gave you something. 30 woke you up. 40 nudged you along the way. 50 said, oh, wait just a minute. And 60 says, ooh, wait a minute. I'm closer to 100 than I was. So 60 does something to you. So it says gently, hey, wait a minute. Let me think about this a minute. You know who you are. So let me say this gently. It's a title that keeps you emotionally small. It's not harmless. Many people tell me they stop bringing their full selves into a relationship. Their grief, their questions, their spiritual growth, they just keep things tight. Well, I don't know how you have a relationship you can't bring your grief, your questions, and your spiritual growth. I just to keep things tight. But light should never mean shallow, and easy should never mean silent. So this person that you have become, you don't want to dumb her down. You want to be that person. You want to have that radiance about you. You want to be like I'm Georgianne. I'm Georgianne Thomas. Whatever that, all that came with me back there is with me. Some of that I shed it. Some of that I cut away. Some of that I reshaped. I recalibrated. And all that helped me to be the Georgianne Thomas of 2026. Who are you? You're the ABC of 2026. Say it with me. I am, say your name. I am, say your name, of 2026. Here we go. I am Georgianne Thomas of 2026. Didn't that make you feel great? Yes, it did. If I have to shrink to be chosen, I'm not chosen. I'm managed. You don't have to shrink to be with somebody. You know who you are. And go ahead and be that beautiful person, that swan, that person you evolved into, that person who's lived 60 years on the earth, and you know a little thing or two. All right, so let's look at reason 2, your energy, your health, and safety are precious. After 60, your energy is no longer cheap. Can I say that again? Can I get a witness? It takes a lot of energy to be 60, and it's not cheap. Okay? So those late night phone calls, well, for me, I'm okay with the late night phone calls. For some of you all are in bed early, and so that late night phone call is not working. Emotional dumping is not working, and feeling guilty for not being available. I have to stop on that, because you do feel guilty, and you say, "Oh, I just finished the last page of my book. I need to read," and somebody's trying to come over. Somebody's asking for your time. Oh, what? You don't have time for me? That's that make you feel guilty kind of thing. And you go, no, it's not that I don't have time for you, but I was working on something. So you drop everything, and make time, because you don't want that person to think that you don't have time. We do that. There's nobody on the other side of the screen, doggone well you have done that. You say, I got time. Come on. You put everything away and get ready, and they feel great, and you feel like you got to get back to something. You see, we do all that kind of things, and I can't talk about it if I hadn't done it. How about that? That's not companionship. That's unpaid emotional labor, because you're thinking, well, I don't want, and you don't want to lose the person. Oh my goodness, I'm always busy. Let me stop. Okay, this is the only time we can get together is right now. Let me go ahead. You've done it. We all done it. And so you got to think about your energy. You got to think about your health and safety. Safety matters too. Physical safety, digital safety, and emotional safety. Ask yourself honestly, when I leave this interaction, do I feel lighter or do I feel heavier? Let me see. I don't know. People call me. Because peace is not a luxury, it is a requirement. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Peace is not a luxury, it's a requirement. By the time you turn 60, peace beyond all understanding, that's what you need. You need to be able to say that peace. You need to be able to make that peace happen for yourself. And if it requires a person not being there in the space, it's your space. And you need to have that peace. And how do you have that peace? You control your space. You control this peace. You control the peace, then you control your space. And sometimes you just say, I just want some peace. I need this little space right here. I carve me out a little space where I want to sit, and I carve me out another space where I want to sit, or where I want to sit down, or I want to look out the window. You carve you out a space. And let that be if it gives you peace, like looking out the one that gives me peace. So you get your one and you look out of it. If you say looking out the back door gives me peace, then you get you a back door and you look out of it. You say looking at tall buildings give me peace, then you go find you some tall buildings to get you peace. You don't bring anybody into that. That's your place. That's your peace. You see, reason 3. Growth should never be a threat. Oh my God. Growth should never be a threat. I've heard so many of my friends talk about this, my younger friends. This is a season when many women finally begin to expand. You finally come to yourself. You know more things. You learn more things. You read more. You think deeper. You have healed some old wounds, and you ask better questions. And so that's a different person. But here's the truth. No one likes to say out loud. Some people don't like you growing like that. They like familiarity. They like when you were asking them questions. They like when you were looking up to them. They like when you were hanging onto their coattail. And you said, I'm going to do this. They like when you had the title, and they would sit there and you be the title, and they would sit there and be smiling at my title person. Then one day you say, I don't want to do that. I like it, but I need to be over here with my own title. And then you don't like it no more. You can't turn to be supportive of her. A lot of that goes on, and there's a fear. And what is that fear? If you got all that going on, you don't need that person. You still need to go on and be your person. I will not freeze my becoming at someone else's comfort level. So you liked me when I was at this level, but when my level moved here, you didn't like me anymore. And so I need to stay here so we can all get along. No. I need to still move on. You could come with me or you could stay where you are. It's fine with me. But, I like the idea of a person being supportive. Just being supportive. You need that person that said, oh, you got that idea? Let me add this to it. Ooh, it makes you feel so good. You say, oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, that's a good idea. I take your idea. And you run with it, and they help you run with it. They come back and ask you, did you do what I asked? Okay, well, I got another one. That didn't work. Oh, baby, I didn't know that wasn't going to work. Sound like it worked to me. Let's look at that again. That's what you want. You want that. Let's move along again. You're doing the same thing with him. He's doing the same thing with you. It can work. People don't recognize it can work. How is it that we want you to grow and we stay here? You're going to water. We the plant. No, we water each other. I water you, you water me. You see? And then we grow. We don't have to grow at the same time as long as we're growing. And if the other one decides they don't want to grow, it's okay. Let it be the person's decision, not you don't make that decision for me, and I don't make that for you. You see? Anyway, reason for the cost is higher than you think. Let's talk about cost. Not just money, but rhythm. Changing your routine. You got a rhythm that you got. Adjusting your sleep. Spending money just to be nice. Making room for someone who never fully moves out of your space, emotionally or financially. You take that brother in and you say, okay, well, I got a bigger place. I got 5 bedrooms. I got 6.5 bathrooms. You don't have anybody here. And then they come in. It's okay. That's okay. If y'all agree with that, that's okay. As long as they continue to grow in the house and just don't get in there and say, ooh, baby, can you bring me a lemonade? I bring you a lemonade. Did you bring me an orange juice the other day? I'm not going to be the maid or the nurse. And I don't want anybody to be my maid or my nurse. It's a reciprocal thing. I could do for you, you do for me. It's reciprocal. And if you can't, if somebody's down or sick or injured or needs some help, then be willing to do that. That's a different thing. Then you can really find out if he or she loves you at that rate when you're down. And you need somebody to help you. It take a lot. It take a lot to love me, because I got so many issues. So you love me. You just really have to love. I just love Georgia. I just love her. Because you got to go get me something. You got to get this. You got to get that. You got to help me with this. Got to help me with that. It's okay. All right. Let's go with reason 5. Sacred love. No leftover attention. Here's the deepest truth. Some women are taught quietly that after a certain age, they should be grateful for any attention. I heard a woman say that about another woman. She ought to be glad somebody like her. What? That is just stupid. She ought to be glad to have somebody paying her some attention. Really? No, I don't know. Listen, if you are a woman out there and you're glad that somebody's paying you some attention, shame on you. Get out of that relationship and find out about paying your own self some attention. You don't love yourself. You wait for somebody else to love you so you will know how to love yourself. How are you going to teach a person how to love you if you don't know how to love yourself? And how are you going to love a person if you don't know how to love yourself? Mm-hmm. You got to know how to love yourself. And then you'll know how to love somebody else or help them understand how to love on you. Sometimes they know and sometimes they don't. I do like the man who studies his woman. He studies. He doesn't watch. He doesn't glance. He studies. Ask Tony Gaston. He'll tell you about. Ask Bishop Blake. They study their wife. They have studied them. They know before the wife opens her mouth. And the woman, the perfect wife, what's that woman's name? The well-loved wife, something like that, the best-loved wife in America, something. That man studies her, so by the time she said, I is already there. She can't get the look. By the time she decides to get that look, he already knows what that look means. He has studied her. She doesn't have to ask for it. It shows up before time. That's a man who studies. He knows what to bring home before you get him. You don't have to call him, it's already in the cart. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard one to find, but there are some out there. So some women are taught they should be grateful for any attention. That's such a lie. You do not exist to fill someone's empty hours. Uh-uh. You are not here to mother, to finance, or emotionally rehabilitate anybody. You're not here to be somebody's mother. I'm not trying to be somebody's mother. I don't care how old I am. I ain't trying to be your mother. You got a mama. I'm not trying to be your mother. And the finances, that's a given. What is it? A man what? Protects and provides. Them two P's, I've seen that all my life with my stepfather. Protect and provide. Now, you may have a problem with some of the provisions, but they provide. I've seen that. Them two things are like paramount. I don't know a man in a relationship that doesn't protect and provide. It's just a given. And if not, I don't even want to deal with it. But anyway, the real question is, should I have a boyfriend after 60? I don't want to call him my boyfriend. See, some people don't like the word partner or companion, but to me it says a little more. You say boyfriend, you know exactly what this means. Like sometimes you be flirty and say, this is my boyfriend, this is my girlfriend. It's a girlfriend. Sometimes it's a pet name, and it can be cute when people know you are for real. But I don't want a grown person going somewhere at a state dinner and saying, this is my girlfriend. Man, it doesn't have a ring. That's not, I don't know, it just doesn't have a proper, there's something not proper about it. So this is a good friend of mine. This is my partner. It has more meaning to me. A wife would be, or this is my fiance, or this is my something. I don't want boyfriend, girlfriend. Between the two of you, that's fun, maybe, but not in public. But because it doesn't sound like a commitment to me. I don't know. And sometimes, I mean, maybe it is a commitment, but I don't know. I don't know. What is the highest, healthiest form of love that fits the woman I have become? That's what you ask yourself. What is the highest, healthiest form of love that fits the woman I have become? Because you're a different woman at 60. You're a different woman. So I'm going to ask you to do this as I close. I want you to sit quietly and ask yourself, if I loved myself the way I wish someone else would love me, what would I stop tolerating? I'm going to ask that question again. If I loved myself the way I wish someone else would love me, what would I stop tolerating? Would I stop waiting for calls? People know I don't call anybody. I don't call anybody. When a man wants to talk to you, he will call you. When a man is in love with you, he has to hear your voice. He has to know where you are. He has to. He has to know something about you during the day. He just can't float during the day. You see? So if you don't hear from him, he ain't trying to find you. Baby. And stop minimizing my needs. Stop making excuses. A man should be a bonus, not a lifeline. That's not your lifeline. That's your bonus. You're glad to have each other. You all are glad to have each other. If no one enters your life romantically, this is what you need to figure out. You don't have a boyfriend, because I have a beautiful friend who says, I don't have a boyfriend. You still somebody. You still whole. You're still worthy. You're still worthy. And you're still lovable. Golly, people. Stop all this, I don't have a boyfriend. Do something. Get busy. Men like busy women. They see you busy. They want to know what's making you so busy. Why you don't have time to stand around and wait for me to call you. Baby, see if I'm sitting by the phone. You go on, because when you don't want to hear my voice, you're not looking for me. You don't have a need to talk to me. You don't have a need to see me. You don't have a need to smell me. I heard people talk about, I like the smell. You don't need to, you can, because I wear my own unique cologne. And so people say, I miss that smell. Well, how bad do you miss it? I love you, and you can't do anything about it.